Good morning, good afternoon, good middle of the day, good middle of the night, good evening. Hello. Good morning. Well, we're going to be playing in the frequencies, the energy, light, and information today in a little bit. We'll be sharing that and in receivership of our own healings and receivership of healing, which is received by everyone and everything, which is a wonderful concept. It's been rainy and cold again. The trees are getting very confused. The magnolias are starting to bud and beginning to open up, and then they're going, oops, I don't know if I should be here yet. Pull them back in. Hopefully they pull back out. Last year was very difficult. I don't know about your area. It was very difficult with all the changes that our climate is going through. All the people in politics who would be telling us for the last 25 years, 30 years that there's no such thing as global warming. We're not doing any of us a favor, were they? So, what I'd love to do today is for us to simply be in receivership of healing. Now, a lot of people might misconstrue this. This is not a group healing because you can't really do a group healing. Why? Well, there are multiple reasons why that might not be the most effective. First of all, let's do the first reason last. Of the many reasons is that often the desire to facilitate a group healing comes from the facilitator really not wanting to reveal on a one-on-one personal level their essence, their soul. It's not a conscious thought. It's just a comfort concept. And the concept of group healings, because of our linear way that we view ourselves as separate and distinct, we start to think the more people in the group, the more powerful, the more effective the healing. And it doesn't really work that way either. Really, standing in our own beingness as one is our most powerful, because in that we discover that one isn't the illusion of one, as if we have the illusion that there are 8 billion individuals walking around the planet. It's really oneness and unity. So when we stand in our own oneness and recognition of who and what we are, then suddenly we realize that we are simultaneously one with everyone and everything. So there's not a concept of a group, because a group implies you're part of this group or you're not, or you're part of another group. It's division and separation. Receiving healing, the receivership of it is everyone and everything. So there's not a group, because there's not a division. So if it's everyone, then we realize that we are one. So today, let's be in the receivership of who we are. There's a little bit of confusion. I was listening to Michael Singer. Some of you might know Michael Singer. And he was sharing an interesting insight. He says, I'm going to read down a couple of notes that I wrote from him. He said, like the rays of the sun shine outward, they look outward. Consciousness as us can look outward at all of the distractions of the earth, the modern world, the fascinations, the desires. We can look outward. we get distracted from the knowingness of who we are. We're looking away from ourselves, and we don't find that thing that we know we're looking for, even though we can't put it into words. We can't find that recognition, that oneness. So as the consciousness looks out, it tends to feel lost. It looks further and further and further. Come back in. The further we're looking, the more and more we go on those journeys and those paths of healings, and telling us that we need to meditate for so long, for so many hours a day, for so many months, and by the new meditation and the new meditation, and we're looking outward instead of recognizing that we are meditation. Meditation is nothing we need to try to do. The more we allow, as we allow ourselves to release the trying and the doing, we recognize that we are that meditation that we're searching for. We're looking further and further away because it's so close we don't recognize it. It's the same thing with yoga, for example. The more we try to find the more developed positions for the body and the way that we sit and stand and hold ourselves, the asanas, the more we look for that, the more we're actually looking outside of ourselves, because these are trying, these are attempts, and we can't try without effort, and we can't sustain it. Nothing that requires effort is ongoing sustainable. So today, I'm going to suggest that we let go of all those progressive approaches that take us further and further out. Okay? And instead, we explore the beingness inside. We're looking at ourselves inside, who and what we are. You know, it's said that the meaning of your life is God realization. By whatever word you want. You know, it doesn't matter whether you use the word God or love or intelligence or whatever we want. It's that realization of the infinite that we are. And as we're looking outward, we're leaving. So the direct path to healing, instead of the progressive paths that go outward and take us on all these journeys until we hopefully come back to where we already are, where we began, the direct path allows us to begin right here at the conclusion. Isn't that kind of a kicky idea? Begin at the conclusion. And then suddenly we find that that is the pathless path. There is no path that we need to take. So let's breathe and be and receive the reconnective healing frequencies, receive energy, light, and information. Let's be in that beingness together now, because ultimately we can't be in that beingness without eventually recognizing that I am you, that you are me, that we are love, that you are God, that you are everything for which you seek or search already. Come back here. And while we're experiencing this, anything that comes to mind that you've learned to enhance a healing, a self-healing, a beingness, a discovery, live a little and let it go. Let it go. Let it go. And that one thing that you know you should do because it's always helped and everyone says it'll help, live a little and don't do that. As we said last week, what's the worst thing that could happen? You'll die. And then you know what? You'll be all right anyhow. And since no one has died yet during a reconnective healing experience of energy, light, and information, I'll lay you good odds that you probably will not be the first. Okay, so here we are. receive. And if you're saying, how do I receive? If you don't know how, you've already started. So observe your experience, wondering how to receive now. Breathe. Observe. What do you notice? What comes to your awareness? Ultimately, everything, because you are awareness. Nothing comes to it or leaves it. It is. A more accurate way of understanding that is what comes to your recognition. As we let go of the trying, of the doing, of the methodology, everything that is not essential falls away. And what is revealed to you is you. The healing that you receive was already there. It's simply being revealed. Like when the clouds pass, the blue sky is revealed. It didn't arrive. It's never left. You've never left. Your only reconnection is your recognition of that. Your reconnection is your recognition of that which is always, forever, and now. Love doesn't try. Where do you experience this? Is it in your thoughts? Is it in what floats through your mind? Is it in a sensation in your arm, your head, your hand? It's everywhere. You notice it where you choose to shine the light of your awareness. Shine it somewhere else, you'll see it's there. Yes, Reuben, it's in your heart. Yes, McGinnis, it's in your heart. And yet, that concept can be limiting because we want to reduce it to the heart, and we confuse that with the physicality of the heart. Instead of recognizing that our heart is not limited to physical, it is the love that we are, it is the essence that we are. And when Rhonda Fennick, who just joined, when she creates her art, it's not that she creates it from a certain part of her body. It's a revealing and a sharing of her essence. What is your essence? It's that which is essential. It is the one and only thing that you cannot give away. So when we say heart, yes, Reuben, it's best expressed. Well, it's in a sense more comprehensively and easily comprehended, expressed as love. We recognize when we're speaking of heart, it's different than of the physical heart. Now, while we're here sharing, receiving, experiencing, allow yourself to experience the love that you are, however that comes to you. Just say to yourself, if I can experience and recognize the love that I am, does it have an edge, a border, a boundary? Where might it begin? Can you find a beginning? Where might it end? Can you find an end? And as we experience the infinite that is love, can it stop at another person next to us? Or across the street? And as we allow ourselves to recognize that there are no borders or edges or boundaries or limitations to the beingness that we are, to the infinite that we are, to the love that we are, then how can there possibly be any separation, division, or otherness from another person? Are we separated by gender, by age, by physical proximity, by religion? All these illusions of division is what allows us to be abusive of one another, to mistreat, to have war, to have anger. We feel that we're different from someone else on the internet, so we can input terrible comments about them, people that we don't even know, until we realize that we do know everyone because we are receiving these comments we're inputting. We are the recipients of the treatment we impose or offer others. In that infinite recognition, there can't be someone else. How we experience another is how we experience ourselves. How we treat another. If we realize that it's how we treat ourselves, we would be treating others much differently, because the illusion of otherness we would allow to dissolve. Reconnective healing is that recognizing of who and what we are, one with everyone and everything. And in that, some people will say, oh, you're not allowed to do techniques, you can do whatever you want. In that recognition, we discover that our techniques divide us, separate, divide the wholeness of healing, because healing is that oneness, that love, that beingness that we are. So as we allow our techniques to dissolve, we discover this. And yet, in the experience of receivership, we discover that we are no longer attracted to things that create division, even in the healing world. And suddenly we find that we didn't choose to allow the techniques to dissolve consciously. Well, we did consciously with the big C, not with the little c. That dissolution of all these separations, I do it this way, I do it that way, even the I do it, we let it go and we are one. Reconnective healing is the recognition that all of healing is one. There are not separate or other ways. It's the same as the recognition that we are all one. Our egos might not like it, but our essence loves it because our essence is love. Only our personality is ego that craves separateness, superiority. Love is the recognition that we are one. Healing is the recognition that we are one. And as we facilitate healings in our techniques, we separate in the recognition that we are one. We let go of techniques, and suddenly we realize that all of the doing has kept us apart. And being allows only oneness. So, Ruben, when you asked, how can I be a part of this? How can I learn this work? I'm sure Chelsea or someone will input for you how you can find out more about learning this work, or just join us. Come to reconnectiveacademy.com or thereconnection.com. Find more. You can join us at the Reconnective Life community in about half an hour or so. We'll be sharing conversations and discussions from Solomon Speaks. So if you go to thereconnection.com, scroll down to the bottom, there'll be a link there to join, or maybe Chelsea or someone will input that link for us. That would be great here. Meanwhile, receive. And in the receivership, all for which you search will not come to you. It will be revealed to you. It won't come from somewhere to somewhere. You'll discover that you are it. We are in a healing experience right now, simply in our willingness to sit, receive, explore, and wonder. You ask, is the reconnection also making love your body the same? Kundalini have connection? Don't look for the same. Recognize it's one. It's one. Reconnective healing is not the same as this, the same as that. It's not different than this. It's not different than that. The reconnection, the recognition of oneness with everyone and everything, realizes that nothing is other than. And when we segment to focus on this way, that way, the other way, we are dividing into subsets. Kundalini is a part of this. This technique is a part of this. That technique is a part of this. But the dissolving of technique allows us to have all the gifts of all approaches to healing and more, because the division is exactly what shows itself as an illusion and is gone. You are my heart. I am yours. We love everyone. We might not like everyone, but we love everyone. So thank you for joining us. We'll have some discussions and conversations on the coming Wednesday. And join join us at the Reconnected Life community. Again, go to thereconnection.com, thereconnection.com. Scroll to the bottom of the homepage and you'll see RLC, Reconnected Life Community. Click onto that. It's free. Lots of love. Bye for now.